once again, we got a decent episode of UQ Holder Negima, episode 4, and by far the most intriguing episode to date. And the reason for that is we finally got introduced to the people behind the conflict that are going up against the UQ Holder organization. We finally got some ideas to what the UQ Holder are there for, thanks to Karin's explanation. So we'll start off with, I guess, Yukihime sending Tokisaka and Tota on to escort Karin on a 3-person to, like, I guess, help out those in poverty. So I guess there was a split in the middle explanation we got from why the UQ Holder organization are there, what the purpose is, and I guess it's to defend those. It comes to, like, those in poverty. We come to find out there's a group in the slums that are not well off. You got a higher establishment who think they shouldn't be around, so they need to be disposed of, every single one of them, even kids, which is pretty dark. I guess Tota springing into action, literally taking care of some fodder, and the more I think there's not just one group going after UQ Holder, it's also another, because midway we see a group of, like, in suits, not more or less just fodder, got taken out by Tota. The next scene, he's pretty much cooking for them, and he's only cooking because he lost arm wrestling multiple times against Karin, so he's cooking for everybody in the orphanage. So I thought that's kind of cool. Also come to find out he's a pretty good cook as well. The main plot point is to establish, okay, so Tota doesn't like tyrants in that. And I guess he came down because he had the sword with him as well. So he came down with way too much weight and just blew all the guards away like this. So so I guess he taught no jutsu them off screen. And midway by the episode, they're pretty much killed off by by the Immortal Hunters. I guess the group of marionettes that were with the Immortal Hunters that burned down the slums. So we got the group that's living in an orphanage led by a nun. Tota's immediately, I guess, befriending it. At the same time, Karin's like, yo, you need to train, because obviously if you want to beat me in arm wrestling, so you need to train to do flash step. So he's training to build up his speed. And this is where we get introduced to a new character, Kaito. And I guess he's a martial artist who knows flash step. So he's like, kid, you're doing it all wrong. There's one interesting comment when he said, it took me years to do this. And Tota says, I've only been doing this, like, I've only just started doing this. And you see the landscape being just like nothing more than dust in a scrapyard. And you got Kaito pretty much saying, oh, it took me ages to get to that point. It took me years. So I guess you're a genius. So I'm pretty sure it's going to play a role in the upcoming episode. And I'll tell you. So he's training how to do everything with his feet, even cooking, which is disturbing, but use flash step appropriately. At the same time, Kaito reveals he knows Skywalk. He's pretty much pulling a Sanji from One Piece. So he's kicking the air, or as he calls it, flash step in empty space, which is pretty much what Skywalk is. So he's pulling the CP9. So I'm pretty sure, because of what was stated, I'm pretty sure Tota may end up mastering that, maybe in the next episode, because right now he's down for the count. The most intriguing thing in this episode to me is it revealed the Immortal Hunters, and by far the most intriguing threat thus far. And wasn't there, like, a group of bounty hunters after Yukihime? So are they connected? There's a group of enemies that pretty much a number of group that after the UQ Holder is. It seems like that's the case, but I'm really not too sure. I don't read the manga. I'm just giving you my thoughts based on what I see. You have Kaito revealed to be one of the enemy, so that was a neat little plot twist. By midway, revealed to be one of the Immortal Hunters. Not only that, he's also able to transform into a werewolf. Plus, he's a martial artist with flash step, so he's obviously very skilled. And you got a swordsman there who's by far the most intriguing character out of the three of them, because I've watched enough anime to know that a quiet character usually turns out to be the most lethal. So I want to see more from this one. Hopefully next week we will. But right now we only got the full introduction to Kaito and Chao, who I guess Major is able to manipulate shadows of marionettes who are pretty much stabbing the group of suits midway in the episode. And that's where this episode picked up for me. So okay, now it's getting dark. So now we're onto something here. Training one of the kids as he's training, and he brings them up to the scrapyard. That takes Tota away from the slums. So that's pretty much. Fortunately, Karin's, I guess, under attack because not only is she in the shower, but she's also it comes into contact with Chow, who pretty much just appears up the floor on some Obito type of deal, where undetected, by the way, so that's a problem too. And I guess he was trying a sneak attack. Carly was like landed a couple of good blows. Find out his personality is obviously a psychotic pervert, but is also pretty skilled as well. And some hits on Carly, but not there's no trace of the blood anywhere, and that's because you come to find out she's known as a Steel Saint. So that Karin has a connection with, I guess, the people in the slums because of her grandmother. Unfortunately, we don't really get to learn too much about it because before she had a chance to explain anything, she was kind of like under attack from her. I wanted to hear more about that, so I appreciate we did get a little bit of development for her, as well as get to learn she's nicknamed the Steel Saint. I guess she's made, which describes her iron body. It's almost like Armament Haki from One Piece, because externally, her affected all that much. She doesn't show blood when she's been cut up. Like for instance, she got cut around the throat. There was no trace of blood anywhere. Where Karin just pins, I guess Karin just pins Chow against the wall with a kick to the throat, and she's like telling him, "You need to back off, or I'm going to kill you. You're nothing more than a regular human." He pulls up a gun from out of nowhere, sticks it in her mouth, and I'm not gonna lie, that scene was dodgy as hell. So, and then just fired 3 bullets in her mouth, and that's where the damage took place. So internally, she's not made of steel; it's only externally. So that's a problem. And there's a point where Karin tried to free herself by launching herself to the roof and actually nails Chow, but then he uses his shadows to grab a hold of Karin, pin up against the wall, and I'm only going to assume there's some magic on the end of that blade because she's able to pierce through her body and cause them some damage. So it's not looking good for the UQ holders. They were getting wrecked. So we get to the scrapyard, and I guess Kaito and the swordsman show up to try and deal some damage to Tota. In comes Tokisaka with a save, and Tota gets pinned down with a crucifix coffin seal. So I'm pretty sure, and that's only because they found out he was a vampire. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna bust out of that in the upcoming episode. I appreciated it. These guys were not scrubs. Tokisaka though was put in the work. He actually got a nice kick on Kaito. Unfortunately, here comes the swordsman, lands a hit on Tokisaka on his shoulder. While he's regenerating, here comes Kaito with a blow to the stomach, and then decapitates his arm. We saw this last week. I thought he was actually going to use his decapitated arm to his advantage. No. He does it. Actually, he pulls a Zoro, which I thought was kind of badass. He puts the sword in his mouth and just slices Kaito's arm off. And Kaito's quick to reveal that, oh, your generation is quick as we grow fur. Unfortunately, I have to attack you just as hard while you're regenerating. So that may lie a weakness, and that's the immortality of Tokisaka, maybe even Tota to some extent. And maybe even Karin as well. We also get some clarification that at the beginning of the episode, Tota was ranked as number 7, and Karin was revealed to be at number 4. So I'm only going to assume that's when it comes to like power scaling in the UQ holder. That's an offense going. He did disarm Kaito, but after that, he got split in half, and that's pretty much how the episode ends. Karin is being pierced in a shower, so that's obviously disturbing. As well, sexual at the same time. And I'm not gonna lie, there's the first attack that Tokisaka pulled off. I actually thought, what was that there for? Is it an attack to launch some fireworks? And I was kind of thinking, why is he doing that? But then I thought about it. It's like, okay, they had trouble getting in contact into headquarters, so maybe that's a distress flare signal to send to the UQ holder. So maybe we'll get reinforcements next week. So that could be why that's there. If that's there, that was pretty smart. So it's not looking good for the UQ holder right now. In fact, I'm curious what happens if Yukihime shows up. So that could be something that happens. All in all, it was a decent episode. By far the most intriguing one yet, and by far the darkest episode we've seen thus far. I mean, just look at this shot right here. I like where this is going. So another good episode. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did appreciate that. Comment down what you thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys later. Bye.